Well, I went to Vanuatu for my project. We were on the island of Tonga, which is this tiny little island. I'm pretty sure it's like southwest of, no, southeast, sorry, of Vanuatu. And we stayed in a little community called Pele. And what we had to do whilst we were there, we just had to help them build a library. And they had toilets at the back of the school, but they were in such bad condition, so we helped them build like a girls, boys and a public toilet, which was it was so cute to see. And also, in addition to that, we got to host a youth skills summit, which was like a mini youth conference for youth from all the surrounding communities.
That's awesome. Well, we went to Mexico for 6 weeks. We were there at an orphanage, Casa Hogar, which means happy kids. El Niño Feliz is happy kids. Casa Hogar means the house, the playhouse. So we stayed there for 6 weeks, and our main focus was to spend time with children and help and work with them on like English skills, behavioural skills.
I remember this one little girl that, like, because we went 2 days to this one school, and we taught them about birds and like different types of animals. And then the next day, she took my hand and she took me to the window and she pointed and she said bird, and I was like, oh, like there's nothing. Yeah, like she actually remembered, and that little memory like will always stay with me, because it's like we actually made an impact on their lives. So it was good.
Well, I think I really learned how much I'm passionate about youth development and how important it is, because I learned so much about Vanuatu that kind of like rocked my world. Like I heard that about 60% of the population is made of youth.
Really?
But the unemployment rate is so through the roof because you can't get a job till you're 18. But most of the people, it's like you can't afford to stay in school, your parents can't support you, like it's like a downward spiral. And so like when I learned all these things, I was like, wow, it kind of set my heart on fire. The pipe dream is like to start my own NGO that's like founded in Vanuatu.
I learned a lot more about myself and how to deal with conflict. I found how I react to things, like I let it get to me, and I found that in a group you need to be open with how you feel and stand up for what you believe in, not just sit back and say, oh, I agree. And I found, not knowing that in myself, that I was actually more of a leader than I was a follower. And I kind of found that with not agreeing with people and actually saying, well, look, I respect your opinion, but that's not what I think. Well, this experience has impacted my life in a lot of ways, especially coming back just to my daily lifestyle and appreciating so much more, like even walking barefoot in my house or having, a 10-minute shower was like a luxury for me to come back and have that. And, every day, like I look at my phone and I've got a picture of like one of the kids from the orphanage, and it just reminds me of, around the world, like halfway around the world, what they're going through and how I should be grateful for what I have every single day. And, I think that's the most important thing to remember, is to appreciate your life and what you have, and that's what that experience gave to me.
It was also like kind of an appreciation of the fact that we're not better. These people, we see them as such as fortunate, but it's, I guess, your definition of what is fortunate, because they have their family and they have their friends and they have enough where they feel that they have enough. Like they don't need to have 2 cars, they don't need to have 1 car, they don't need to be able to send their kid to a private school. It's like all these things that we put on ourselves, and being in such a community, like I was afraid it would turn into like oh, this is so sad because your lives are so sad, but it wasn't. For me, I think that's what shaped how I reshaped and helped shape like how I view the world and how what I place on what's important, and also not feeling that I need to change the world. I mean, like not needing to make everyone have a big house. It's about giving them that sense of self pride, and I I don't know, that place just really had a huge effect on my view of the world. But yes.
Couldn't have said it better.
Yeah, exactly. That's awesome.